Coming up on Look Today, well, after 20 years, K-9 units return to the Glens Falls Police Department. I've got details. And the Salvation Army announces they will no longer be able to host Code Blue in Saratoga. More on that coming up. And a flag disposal ceremony took place today. I've got those details. And it's all ahead on Look Today. Welcome everyone, I'm Jay Hood Jackson, and this is Look Today. In tonight's program, I sit down with Tommy Nicky. He's the owner of the Comedy Works in Saratoga Springs, and he's here to talk about the art of comedy, as well as the recent opening of their venue right downtown Saratoga. I also sit down with Gail LaSalle. She's an author and speaker, and she's here to talk about her work with empowering individuals to take control of their lives. Plus, we've got your weather for the Tri-North counties. But first, we've got these headline stories. Well, in our lead story, after 20 years, K-9 units will return to the Glens Falls Police Department. The department will have 2 police dogs starting this summer, thanks to 2 other police departments. One was donated by the Saratoga County Sheriff's Department, while the other one is owned by a police officer who worked in the Warren County Jail. Now, Chris Pirelli and his dog Flash previously worked in Fort Edward before transferring to Glens Falls. We spoke to Chris about his dog Flash.
Flash is a 5-year-old black lab. He's been with me for the last, in service for 4 years. We left the jail in 2014 and putting him back in service starting next month.
The other new dog on the team is a German Shepherd named Nico. In the past years, the Glens Falls Department has had to rely on the Warren County Sheriff's Office to provide dogs for searches. The new K-9 units will help in the battle against the heroin epidemic as well as manhunts. Well, we spoke to the Glens Falls Police Chief, Tony Lydon.
It's another tool that we have available to us for detection of narcotics with our detective division and our narcotics investigations, and also for missing or lost persons. We have the ability to track and locate persons a lot better than just by humans walking through the woods.
In other news, the Salvation Army announced on Tuesday that they can no longer host the Code Blue shelter on Woodlawn Avenue in Saratoga Springs. Well, according to the executive director of the Salvation Army of the Capital Region, that facility is not equipped for full-time operation and resources are running out. Well, thankfully, warm weather is upon us, and hopefully the shelter will have found a new facility before next winter. Switching from news to weather, well, today brought plenty of sunshine with temperatures in the 80s. Let's see how the rest of the week is shaping up. For a more detailed look at our weather, we're going to head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first forecast. And back to the news. Well, a flag disposal ceremony took place today in Saratoga at the National Cemetery. The event was conducted by the Saratoga National Cemetery Honor Guard Association. Now, the U.S. Flag Code suggests that when a flag has served its purpose, it should be disposed of, preferably by burning it. Well, for individual citizens, the burning of the flag should be done discreetly to avoid an obvious controversy. Well, we spoke to Kerry Lawson. She's a commander of the Honor Guard Association.
Flags become faded and worn, tattered, staying outside. The wind gets to them, the weather gets to them. It's nice to have a nice, shiny, bright flag. That's what's proper. But we also want our flag properly disposed of, and we do that out here twice a year. We have a flag disposal ceremony where we make sure that the flags are properly taken care of.
In other news, well, 2 arrests have been made in Saratoga Springs. 2 young men were breaking into multiple cars on Caroline Street in downtown Saratoga. Well, someone spotted them and notified the police immediately. Now remember, always lock your cars, especially in busy areas. Up next, I sit down with Tommy Nicky. He's the owner of the Comedy Works in Saratoga. He's here to talk about the art of comedy as well as the recent opening of their venue in downtown. Plus, I also sit down with Gail LaSalle. She's an author and speaker, and she's here to talk about her work with empowering individuals to take control of their lives. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea, how about join us for an interview? Give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798-8000. Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of Look Today. Well, I got a couple of lookouts tonight. First one goes to Sean Gilley. He's a comedian, and he organized last week's Thursday night comedy show at the Comedy Works downtown Saratoga. And if you heard the interview I did earlier with Tommy, you realize it's really something to have a comedy club right in downtown Saratoga. And I mean a professional comedy club. Well, Drew, who works here, went down to see the show, and he came back just saying that Sean was just terrific. So that's a first lookout. But the second one is near and dear to all of us here at Look Media. Kim Bren is getting married to Phil on Sunday. Kim, by the way, is our finance person, and I got news for you. She's the hub of the wheel, and a lot of times around here that means a flat tire, and Kim just always comes in, gets it straightened around, points us in the right direction, and Kim said to us today that when she first met Phil, they met for lunch, a casual kind of a thing, and they wound up spending 5 hours talking. I got news for you. If you're spending 5 hours talking to somebody, something's going on. Lo and behold, fast forward, they're getting married. So the best to Kim and Phil. All right, tonight on Look TV, it's a Saratoga City Council meeting. And don't forget, tune in tomorrow night for the stories that matter to you. Good night, everyone.